Welcome to JAC Fly Fishing. My name is Jeff Conover. In this video, I'm going to show you how to tie the Jeff's Bunny Leach series. We're going to start off with make sure that when you put your hook in, it's nice and tight in the vise. You have no flex. Okay. This here is a mustad hook. It's a S82. Or the old number is the 3906B. It's a 3X heavy and 2X long. Now we're going to use 6/0 black thread. Now we're going to tie on. Now you're going to make just slightly behind the eye. You're going to make 2 wraps forward. 1, 2. Now wrap backwards. 1, 2. Now you're going to hold this line tight on an angle, and you're just going to wrap it around, and it's going to lay each thread wrap nice and tight against each other. Now you're going to advance all the way forward and stop just behind the eye there. And now we are going to trim that off. Now we're going to tie on, we're going to use bunny strips. Okay. Do not use the cross cut. As you see, the hair is in line with the hide. Okay. If you use the cross cut, the fly will track wrong, and it won't, and it just won't. It just doesn't work. It spins and everything else. So it has to be a regular rabbit strip, not cross cut. And as you see here, we have a straight cut across. What we're going to do is we're going to cut a very small V. Right there. And right there. Okay. I'm going to try to get it as center as possible. Not a big deal. Okay. But just as long as it's not a long V. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the hide, you're going to hold the hide between your fingertips like this, and you're going to form it around the hook. So like this here, put it on the hook shank, and get everything nice and straight, and then you push the hide around the hook shank, and you work it around the hook shank. Okay, once it's around the hook shank, make sure it's in line with the hook shank. Okay, now you're going to catch the thread right in here. Now you're only going to come back a very short distance. Okay, let's stroke that hair back just a little bit. And that's good right there. Just let this hang off to the side. Now we're going to use pearlescent. Now when you get the pearlescent, it always comes with a wire tie in the center of it. What I do is I put a wire tie, a small wire tie, on here on the very end, and make sure it's very tight, and then I trim the center one off. So it gives you the whole length of the pearlescent to work with. Now we're going to be using six strips So you're going to count off 6 strips. When you count off the 6 strips, you pull them off to the side, like that, pull them off to the side. And then you're going to take a just regular Scotch tape, something like that, and you're just going to wrap it around and make sure it's nice and tight and holding all 6 strips together. Then it would be like this, and then you would just cut that off. So now you have a nice long strip here, and to work with. Then you take and you work. You lightly hold it between your fingers, and you work and get the strips so they are nice and as even as you can. Okay? Then once you do that, you're going to trim off that end so everything is perfectly even. Now you're going to take your ends here and you're going to put them right behind the eye so there's no trimming later on. You just make one loose loop around. Then you're going to wrap back 2 times. Then you're going to come forward. Just like that. Nice and tight. Now you're going to come back again. Nice and tight, wrap threads. You're going to flip this off to the side, just get it out of your way. And now we're going to whip finish. Make sure you hold this up against the hook shank, and you make your first wrap around. Then you slowly wrap around and laying each wrap nice and tight against each other. And you also hold your bobbin really loose in your hand so you can flex, so you can pull the thread in and out like this. Once you get your thing, now you have to make sure that you flip the loop around the hook eye. Come up. Now you're going to pull this out. You're going to keep holding it with the hook, and you're going to pull it in, and there it is. Okay? Now, I don't cut when there's a lot of hair and stuff like that around. I don't cut. What I do is I just put the scissors right on top. I hold this nice and tight and just push. That way you don't trim any hair you don't want to trim. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pull this forward out of your way. Now, I'm going to turn this on the side so you can see what I'm doing here. Because you're going to trim with a straight edge razor. Okay, you're going to be trimming the hide. Okay, but you're going to come up here to the hook bend like this, straight up, and then you're going to tilt it forward. So actually you're cutting, instead of cutting straight at the hook bend, you're cutting up here. Now you hold this nice and little taunt and flat, and very gently cut the bottom of the hide. Now you grab your pearlescent, okay. Now you grab your hair. Now you see the ends of the hair here. What you do is you line your fingertips here up with the just slightly in back of the ends of the hair, and that's where you trim. And that's it. Okay. Now I've been for head cement. Okay, I've been using recently crazy glue or super glue, or but in a liquid, not in a gel. And take this out, like this, and then I'm using the fine tip one, so it just puts out just a tiny bit here. And then I come around to the back side and do the same thing. This push tip, you just got to work with it. Let some come out. Right around. Now, when that dries, it's going to leave a nice. It's going to leave a nice hard, shiny coating on there. Now you could use anything. You don't have to use crazy glue. You can use anything you want, or nothing at all. A whip finish is a good finish. I just like to make sure that everything is going to stay where I want it to stay. Okay, and this is a very durable fly. Now I have, the reason it's called the series is I found that this is a charcoal gray. This has been a very good producer, one of my best producers. I also proven the dark olive and black. They are proven patterns. Um, so I've been using these for many years and caught many fish on them: trout, bass, sunfish, uh, just about anything. But I'm a trout fisherman, so I use it for trout fishing. and and that's it. It's a very simple and very effective fly. Now the reason it's a series is that I'm starting to tie them in many multiple colors. I don't know if these are going to work, not going to work. I have no idea. I'm trying different things. That's why it's tying your own flies is, you can do whatever you want. And I'm doing this. I found that dead drifting works well, works really well. They work well in fast currents. You drop them down real quick with some heavy lead and get them down on the bottom. And they've been working for me for quite a few years now. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and fish on.